got it sorted, got it put together. I need to put a door back on its hinges. Not that it was ripped off or anything. I took it off um, to aid maneuverability of this getting into this room. There's a throw over there and adds got some nice colours that pick out colours of other things in the room, like the picture there, the kind of yellow woody wooden bank of the fencing and the sand picture on the wall, although that picture will be changed, but it also picks out the coloration of the blinds that I put on. Very easy to sort out. There's a metal bracket, you slot one piece to the other. The measurements, I thought the measurements were off a tiny bit, but until I actually put it against the window, I realised my measurements are absolutely accurate. The back of the seating behind fits just perfect to see the back of it to the windowsill. Tiny bit below actually, which is what I wanted. I didn't want to hide any of the window because the cushions are firm. I do have some burgundy cushions up in the attic, I think. I'm pretty sure they're up there. I need to double check, which will pick out perhaps some of the red or burgundy in the matte rug I have here. So I've still got loads of room. On the camera it looks like it's taken up, it does take up quite a bit of room, but this room is still a lot more room for maneuverability and things to be put away than the other room I was in, and the functionality of the shape of the room with what I got as well now is it's miles ahead where I was in the other room. So the whole thing, the whole project has been worth it in my opinion. Just put that matte square there. Look, it's looking lovely. It's sat on it. It's so comfortable as well. So I'll be sleeping on that tonight. I got rid of the metal Mickey thing I had, and I certainly that had seen better days. It's becoming awkward to sleep on, and the mattress that comes with things like that, they don't last that long. So really for temporary use, not long-term use, for things like that, and you end up buying an extra mattress, but they're expensive. So £485, sorted, well worth the money. It's strong, solid feel, but it's light. It's light enough to move, and I will be moving it at some later point to put the blanking plate behind. That extends. I'll put a blank plate, as I've already mentioned before. And a tiny small table would go there where I can put things on, and an extension cable from the cupboard here coming down with, you see that whiter bar bit, the cable can go along there, and I put a plug just behind there, and it means I can put a kettle or something. I want to put a kettle on the windowsill there if I want to boil the kettle while I'm sat comfy, maybe reading a book and have a hot beverage. Fine, I can do that. Really pleased with it. It's so comfy. It's just when you first sit on it, you think, "Oh, this is a bit solid," but then you sink into it a little bit. You can, because of wear and tear, can buy a cushion separate as well, and they thought of that. And certainly, I think I mentioned in a previous video, I did a lot of homework to try and make sure, because I didn't want to struggle with an L-shaped sofa coming up upstairs. It came in two pieces. So this one piece here from the back to facing the window, it goes right back to the wall. Looking at it, I thought it was just going to be that would go right back to the wall, the piece on the longer bit of wall, but it's not. It's that way round, and then this is smaller piece here as well. Works out well. This throw over is there for bedding. If I need it to cover myself, and one of them will be a cover for over this, even though that's a throw over. I sleep on that, and then whatever I want to put on top of me on that, and I put bed in cupboard there, neatly packed away, as and when I need it. Nice plush pillows. I'm going to be so comfortable, more comfortable than I have for probably a couple of years, to be honest with you, because again that thing started getting a bit rickety to sleep on. I turn over and you hear it creak and all that, and the other occupant that lives here say, "Oh, you was a bit restless last night," because I could hear it around me fidgeting from one room to another, creaking around, because they hear it through this cupboard behind me, because that's a partition. There's some noise cancelling stuff I've done on that corner, which we both hear each other less. But I've dismantled that because I'm not going to be using that again, and I call him Metal Mickey, and it's a scrap merchant, just drives around, loudspeaker, and on the speaker is neodymium, metal, copper, neodymium, whatever. It's a repeated recording. So what he does with it, I think, just gets it melted down, some of it recycled, sells it on, whatever. But it means I can get it out of my way, and that's it's did its job, it did its purpose. But things like that are very temporary. These can be used as a bed, of course, and the measurements, it's just long enough, really. The lengthways a little bit longer than me, actually. I'm 6 foot, nearly. So that's ideal. It's sitting across there because that's 212 centimeters long, which is longer than 6 foot anyway. If you want another measurement, is 30 centimeters to a foot, 12 inches to a foot. There we go, a bit more measuring for you, because lots of people use different metrics, and some use a metric system, some use a mix of the two. So there we have it. Yeah, I think that's all I got to say, really. I'm really pleased. As you could judge from a previous video as well, it's a nice chap helped bring it up all the way upstairs. It was a little bit awkward here and there. The radiator's fine, by the way. It was bumped off a bracket a little bit on the wall, but it's still, it's not going anywhere. But it means that you push up on one side, the radiator's kind of got some flex to it. But otherwise, it's fine as it is. I'll pin that down myself. I'll get that something, secure that probably, or leave it. It's actually fine. You wouldn't know. Yeah, the extension cable cover above the skirting board here needs to be blacked off. I put some black vinyl over that. I think that's it, really. This apart from tiny bits, I put some beading around skirting board eventually, so that'll be over the coming weeks. So I'll order some beading. Friday this week, I think, is payday, so that will help reimburse me with some money that's been spent into this project, and it's both a project and part of my literal way of living. I'm gonna get the vase back on the desk here as well. There's some Anubias there. Every now and then I've dropped a tiny bit of water in it, but essentially the vase is dry otherwise. But the Anubias, despite looking almost dead, has some new plant growth on it. New leaves. There was tiny leaves at the bottom of it. You can't really see because it's all dirty and it needs good clean up. But that will be a running ecosystem once more. plants were doing well at some point, but then other projects, other things, other needs, and circumstance got in the way of that really taking off. There's the other just behind me, been recently drained off. Chap who delivered the sofa helped me bring up the sofa, and he said, "What you got in there, a creature or something?" I said, "Well, not yet. There's going to be a tropical fish tank." And he expressed, "Oh, that's kind of stuff's real cool." Like, it was great. It was so amicable. It was just like somebody you met in a public bar and just talking a genuine, everyday, friendly conversation. Thanks for watching again. Bye.